I was delivering in-house training to a team recently, and at the start of the 2-day session, I asked the group what makes a good presentation. And almost all of them passed comment about slides. Slides that don't have too much information, where somebody isn't reading the information from the slides. Yet when it came to the first exercise where they had to deliver a short presentation that they had prepared in advance, almost everyone had too much information on slides and they were reading the information from their slides. So there's a disconnect because people know what they should do. They know what makes a good presentation, but they don't know how to transfer that and to do that themselves. And very often the slides are seen as a crutch. This idea that if I reduce the amount of information on my slides, I won't be able to deliver the presentation. Well, today I am going to use the acronym SLIDE and share with you 5 tips so that you can make your PowerPoint presentations more interesting, more engaging, and a better standard when you are delivering your presentation. Welcome to episode 29 of Unlock Speaking Confidence. So using the acronym SLIDE, starting with S, keep it simple. If you have slides that are too busy, too much information or too many visuals on them, a graph that's just got so much detail on it that it's overwhelming, then the audience is going to be focusing on trying to decipher what's on your slides, and they're not going to be paying attention to what it is that you're saying. So pull back that content, even if it's from visuals, to make sure that the slide is kept as simple as possible. L for legible. The audience has to be able to read it, regardless of whether they are in a room with you for an in-person presentation and it's somebody sitting at the back of the room, or they could be, if it's an online presentation, somebody could be looking at it on a small screen. They might be looking on their phone. The slides need to be legible. The 3 things that we'll have a look at here under that to make sure from your font that the colour is one that's going to be easy for them to read, that the font type is easy for them to read, and finally that the font size is going to be easy for them to read. And usually if you're talking about for the main body of your text, having a font size 24, 28, that means that if you've got a large font size, it automatically reduces the amount of information that you're going to be physically able to fit on the slide, which leads me into the 3rd point, which is idea. I for idea. Have one idea per slide that links in with keeping it simple and straightforward. Again, there isn't too much information for an audience member to process as they are watching your slides. So we have S for simple, we have L for legible, we have I for idea, one idea. The D is for the design. Back to that simplicity of design as well. There are lots of features that you can use on PowerPoint. It doesn't mean you have to use them all. Though if you're using transitions, if you're using animations, make sure that it's subtle and that it's going to not distract from what you're saying, because you have pieces of text or images bouncing in from the left and jumping out to the right. Keeping it simple and straightforward, and that your design is going to be easy to look at, easy for the audience to absorb the message that you're delivering. And then finally we have E for engaging. Make the slides interesting for people to see. So have consistency with regard to your font type, your font size, your colours, maybe it's your brand colours that you're using through it, but it doesn't mean that every single slide has to appear in the same way with a picture on the left and some text on the right in each slide. Change it around a bit so that there's a little bit of variety, and that each slide, while being consistent, still has something that's a little bit different to keep the audience engaged and keep their interest in it. When you are preparing your slides. My advice to clients always is slides are last. The first thing you need to know is exactly what you're going to be talking about, what your presentation is going to be about, and then the slides are created at the end to add value to that. They're going to help your audience better understand or better remember what you said. They're there to support what you are talking about in your presentation. They are not the main event. You are the main event. The slides are there to help you. And if you need help with how to structure that presentation, I've got lots of videos on this and blog posts, so you can take a look back on those, and I will link them here underneath. This has been episode 29 of Unlock Speaking Confidence. Remember, if you're putting your PowerPoint together, use slide. Simple, legible, one idea, design, and engaging.